Right, I'm still at the sanding stage, but I don't want to sand unnecessarily. So I've identified a few of the parts. These 3D printed parts are spacers to space apart the frames, which are the acrylic frames down there, and so won't need any sanding because they're completely hidden by the foot plate, which is again an acrylic part in there. So what I'm focusing on to start with is the smoke box, boiler and firebox. And before these are assembled, there's some nuts to glue into them. You can see that I've started sanding the smoke box, and hope the lines are beginning to disappear. There's the firebox ready to be sanded, and the boiler, which will need a fair bit of sanding in the middle. In fact, on the boiler, just while I've got it, there are some marks there. I get these in 3D printing. It's one of the things that you do get. The top of it doesn't look bad at all. And those then will be probably hidden because they're down the bottom part as the model is. Yep, I should be all right with that, get away with that. There's a little nib on there, which helps that locate back into the firebox, and that will locate okay there. But what I need to do is remove a support structure on the smoke box. That's this part here. So I just need to get something so I can remove that, cut that off, and then I can do a test fit. And what I'm going to do is see, even to save myself more trouble, see where the side tanks get to save myself unnecessary trouble sanding. Lazy, I guess, but there we go, that's how it is. So no need to sand the spaces that go between the frames, but quite a bit of work to do because I want the boiler, certainly the boiler top, to be well sanded. My two favourite files, I was going to say half round, whatever it is, it's a rounded file and a triangular file. I prefer the triangular file to the square file because it can get into the corners more easily when filing flat things. Why that? Well, I've now got this push fit. Oh, before I disassemble it, this tank hides 3/4 of the boiler from the firebox towards that end, so the boiler in front of the smoke box is visible. I'm just started sanding that, and all the top of the boiler is visible. The sides and front of the side tank is going to be plated with acrylic, so they're not going to be visible. Not that they're particularly rough, that's beautifully smooth because that was laid on the bed of the 3D printer. That's rough, but it doesn't need much sanding. It doesn't need sanding really smooth because there's going to be an acrylic sheet covering that and a plate which is the side of the loco on that one. Most of the firebox is inside the cab, so you need to make a decision as to how much you smooth that inside the cab, but I think the smoke box needs good smoothing, and most of that boiler, but not the bottom parts. Okay, so I've used the file to take off some of these, the worst of those print defects, but they're not going to be seen much because of where the side tanks are, as I thought. That's now a good tight fit on the front, and I used the square file to get into the rebate. I'll show you.